Let's add some casts to the demo to make the warnings go away. I'll just rebuild the solution so that you can see the warnings. Now I've commented out all of the character code again. So these warnings are putting that double 2.2 into I4, forcing our Boolean to take an integer, and forcing our Boolean to take a double. If I go to each of these in turn and cast, here's how it's done. Say round bracket, the type you would like to turn it to, close round bracket. This says take D1, convert it to an integer, and I asked for it, so please don't warn me about what the consequences might be. And now that that's an integer, go ahead and stick that into I4, which of course will trigger no warning because sticking an integer into an integer is fine. Let's try doing the same thing here with our flag. Take I1 and cast it to a bool, and we'll take D1 and we'll cast it to a bool also. And I'll build the project again. Now, interestingly, the casts don't really make the bool any happier because you're still taking the number and converting it to a bool, and there's still a possible performance warning associated with it. But you notice that the other warning has gone away. There's a better way to solve this problem when we get into flow of control and ifs and so on. You'll see how to do that. Here, we have at least gotten rid of the warning that came from this possible loss of data. And so you can see that putting casts in takes some of your compiler error messages away. Now, if I run the application using Control F5, the output is exactly the same as on all of the other runs. You still have the truncated value 2 put into I4. Nothing in casting suddenly enables us to stick doubles into integers and have them stick around as doubles. They get truncated into integers. We've only made the compiler behavior change. We haven't made any of the runtime behavior change at all. So casts are really just a way of telling the compiler, I know what I'm doing, please don't bother me about it anymore. Now I said I'd show you the L suffix. Let's just go, say, here and stick an L on that. So now I'm going to initialize our integer I1 to a long 1. Now normally longs don't fit in integers, but because 1 is small, the compiler actually isn't going to have an opinion about this. So I'll just compile with the keystroke. And you see I just get the same 2 warnings about the bool as before. So it's perfectly happy to put 1 into our integer. And 1L is a number, despite the fact that it doesn't really look like 1, and it wouldn't be 1 if you wrote it on a piece of paper.